You should never make plans and bring them to God. You first consult God.
The greatest enemy of man is not sin. The greatest enemy of
God created the male, the foundation.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand on the brink of a brand new year, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Reflect not on what others expect of you, not on the noise of the world around you, but on the person looking back at you in the mirror. That person, the one you see every day, is your greatest responsibility. They are the foundation of your future, the architect of your destiny, and the only person who can truly change the trajectory of your life. In 2025, I want you to make a bold decision. I want you to focus solely on yourself, not in selfishness, but in self-preservation, not in arrogance, but in growth. Because here's the truth: you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot save others if you haven't saved yourself. This year is about pouring into your own well. It's about being so focused on your own goals, your own healing, your own peace, that the distractions of the world fade into irrelevance. Let's talk about why focusing on yourself is not only necessary, but revolutionary. You spent years, maybe decades, giving to others your time, your energy, your resources. You've been the friend who always picks up the phone, the family member who shows up no matter what, the employee who works harder than anyone else in the room. And while that generosity speaks to your character, it also depletes your spirit if you're not careful. You see, the world has a way of convincing us that selflessness is a virtue to the point of self-destruction. But I want you to challenge that narrative. I want you to ask yourself, who am I if I strip away all the roles, all the expectations, all the demands? Who am I at my core? And once you find that answer, hold on to it with everything you've got. 2025 is not about fixing everyone else. It's not about proving your worth to people who wouldn't recognize your value if it were handed to them on a silver platter. It's about becoming the best version of yourself unapologetically. That means setting boundaries that protect your peace. That means saying no when your soul is crying out for rest. That means walking away from people, places, and situations that no longer serve your highest good. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Growth always is. The moment you decide to focus on yourself, you'll notice the resistance. People will question your motives. They'll accuse you of being selfish, of changing, of not being the person they used to know. But let me tell you something: changing is the point. You weren't put on this earth to remain stagnant. You weren't created to stay the same year after year. You were made to evolve, to grow, to become. So when the criticism comes, and it will let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you're doing something right. Because the people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always be the loudest when you start enforcing them. But their opinions don't define you. What defines you is the work you're willing to put into yourself. And let me be clear, this kind of work isn't easy. It's not glamorous. It's waking up early to chase your dreams while everyone else is still asleep. It's staying disciplined when distractions are calling your name. It's facing your fears head on, knowing that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. It's also about healing from the wounds you've carried for far too long, the ones you've hidden behind smiles and small talk, the ones you thought time would erase, but have only deepened with neglect. Healing is messy, but it's necessary. You cannot build a strong future on a broken foundation. So in 2025, commit to doing the inner work. See a therapist if you need to. Journal, meditate, pray, do whatever it takes to address the pain you've been running from. Because until you heal, you'll keep bleeding on people who didn't cut you. Focusing on yourself also means investing in your growth. Read the books, take the courses, learn the skills, Stop waiting for the perfect moment to start and realize that the only moment you have is now. There's a world of knowledge out there waiting for you to claim it. So be a student of life. Be curious. Be relentless in your pursuit of wisdom. Because the more you know, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more unstoppable you become. In 2025, I also want you to protect your energy like it's the most valuable resource you own, because it is. Stop giving your time to people who drain you. Stop engaging in conversations that leave you feeling empty. Stop chasing relationships that only exist when you're the one doing all the work. Your energy is sacred, and where you spend it determines the quality of your life. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what about the people who need me? And I hear you. But here's the thing, you can't be everything to everyone. You're not a superhero, and you're not invincible. You have limits, and acknowledging those limits is not weakness, it's wisdom. The best thing you can do for the people you care about is to show them what it looks like to take care of yourself. Because when you're at your best, you inspire others to be at their best too. 2025 is your year, not because of some magical shift in the universe, but because you're going to make it your year. You're going to wake up every day with intention. You're going to choose yourself, even when it's hard. You're going to focus so fiercely on your goals that nothing and no one can derail you. So what does that look like in practice? It looks like setting clear, actionable goals and holding yourself accountable to them. It looks like prioritizing your health, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It looks like surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you, and support you. It looks like letting go of the need for external validation and learning to trust yourself. This journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because at the end of 2025, when you look back on the year, you'll see a version of yourself that you didn't even know was possible. You'll see strength where there was once doubt. You'll see peace where there was once chaos. You'll see growth where there was once stagnation. And that, my friends, is the power of focusing on yourself. So as you step into this new year, remember you are your greatest investment. You are your most important project, and you are worth every ounce of effort it takes to become everything you were meant to be. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is often the silent enemy in our lives. It creeps in and whispers lies, convincing you that you're not enough, that you'll fail if you try, or that the world will reject you if you stand tall. But let me tell you something about fear. It's only as powerful as the energy you give it. Fear thrives in the spaces where your faith wavers, where your belief in yourself is shaky. But in 2025, you're going to starve that fear. You're going to silence it with action. Because here's the truth, fear doesn't disappear, it transforms. Every time you face it, every time you choose courage over comfort, fear loses its grip on you. It becomes smaller, weaker, until one day you look back and realize that the very things you were once afraid of are now your greatest victories. That's the power of self-focus. It doesn't mean you won't be scared, it means you'll move forward anyway. And moving forward means embracing failure. I know it's a word most of us avoid like the plague, but failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's a teacher, a guide, a stepping stone to success. You will fail in 2025. Let me repeat that you will fail. You'll set goals you don't reach. You'll make plans that don't pan out. You'll stumble, you'll fall, and you'll make mistakes. But none of that matters. What matters is how you respond. Do you let failure define you, or do you let it refine you? The choice is yours. Because failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of your effort. It means you're trying, you're learning, you're growing. So embrace it, learn from it, and most importantly, don't let it stop you. The only real failure is in quitting. Everything else is just a lesson on the way to your success. And speaking of success, let's redefine what that means in 2025. Too often, we measure success by external markers, money, titles, possessions, the approval of others. But true success is so much deeper than that. It's about living in alignment with your purpose. It's about waking up with a sense of fulfillment, knowing that you're doing the work you were meant to do. It's about feeling whole, at peace, and proud of the person you're becoming. So ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Not for your parents, not for your friends, not for society, but for you. Get clear on that vision and then chase it with everything you've got. Because in 2025, you're not living anyone else's dream, you're living your own. Now, let's address the distractions. Oh, they'll come. The world is full of shiny objects designed to pull you away from your path. Social media, gossip, toxic relationships, endless scrolling. They all eat away at your time, your energy, and your focus. But in 2025, you're going to guard your focus like a hawk. You're going to be intentional about where you direct your attention. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows. That means setting boundaries with your phone, your time, and yes, even with people. It means learning to say no to the things that don't align with your goals, even when it's uncomfortable. It means creating a daily routine that supports your growth and sticking to it no matter what. Because discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. And let's not forget about gratitude. In the pursuit of self-focus, it's easy to get caught up in what you don't have, what you haven't achieved, and what's still missing. But gratitude shifts your perspective. It reminds you of how far you've come, of the blessings you already have, and of the strength that's carried you through every challenge so far. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It's the fuel that powers your journey, the anchor that keeps you steady in the storms. So every day in 2025, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. Write it down, say it out loud, or simply hold it in your heart. Let gratitude be your compass, guiding you toward a life of abundance and joy. As you walk this path of self-focus, remember this: you are not alone. While the journey is deeply personal, there are others walking their own paths, fighting their own battles, and striving for their own growth. Respect their journeys as you respect your own. Support the ones who align with your vision and release those who don't with love and grace. Not everyone is meant to walk with you to the finish line, and that's okay. Some people are chapters, not the whole story. But above all, trust yourself. Trust that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Trust that your intuition will guide you, that your strength will sustain you, and that your faith will carry you. Because focusing on yourself doesn't mean you're in it alone. It means you're in alignment with the source of your strength, your purpose, and your power. This year, it's all about becoming stronger, becoming wiser, becoming more resilient, more disciplined, more at peace. It's about shedding the layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity that have held you back and stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. You don't need permission to focus on yourself. You don't need approval. All you need is the courage to start. So start now. Start today. Start where you are with what you have, and watch as 2025 becomes the year you've been waiting for, the year you stop waiting and start creating. As you step into this season of self-focus, let's address one of the most challenging aspects of this journey: letting go. Letting go of what no longer serves you. Letting go of the past that you've been holding on to so tightly. Letting go of the people who cannot come with you into this next chapter of your life. Letting go isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. The habits, the relationships, the environments that have become familiar to you feel like a safety net, even when they're toxic, even when they're holding you back. There's comfort in what's familiar, But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in the spaces where you're willing to release the old to make room for the new. In 2025, make peace with the idea that not everything and everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people, some experiences are lessons. They come into your life to teach you something, to shape you, to prepare you for what's next. But holding on to them after their purpose has been served will only weigh you down. This year, you'll need to master the art of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop clinging. It means you trust that what's meant for you will stay and what's not will leave to make space for better. It means understanding that your worth is not tied to the things or people you've lost, but to the strength you've gained from letting them go. You might feel lonely at times. That's part of the process. When you start focusing on yourself, the crowd around you thins. Some people won't understand your journey. They'll criticize your choices, misunderstand your intentions, and question your priorities. Let them. Their opinions are not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself, to your growth, and to your peace. Embrace the solitude, because it's in the quiet moments that you'll find clarity. It's in the stillness that you'll hear the voice of your intuition guiding you. Solitude is not loneliness, it's an opportunity to reconnect with your inner self. It's where you rediscover your passions, your dreams, and your power. As you let go of the external distractions, you'll start to notice something incredible. Your inner world begins to flourish. The energy you once gave to everyone else will now be channeled into building yourself up. The time you once spent worrying about others' opinions will now be invested in creating the life you deserve. In this process, you'll discover the beauty of self-love. Real self-love is not about affirmations or indulgences. It's about treating yourself with the same respect, kindness, and care that you give to others. It's about setting standards for how you'll be treated and not settling for less. It's about forgiving yourself for past mistakes and recognizing that your worth is not diminished by your failures. When you truly love yourself, you stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop seeking validation from those who can't see your worth. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Instead, you shine unapologetically, knowing that the right people will be drawn to your authenticity. Focusing on yourself also means embracing your individuality. You are not here to be a copy of someone else. You are not here to fit into a mold that society has created for you. You are here to be uniquely, unapologetically you. So stop comparing your journey to others. Stop measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. Your path is your own, and it's unfolding exactly as it should. As you walk this path, don't underestimate the power of consistency. Big dreams are built on small, consistent actions. It's not about grand gestures or overnight success. It's about showing up for yourself every single day. It's about making the choice again and again to prioritize your growth, your goals, and your happiness. Consistency requires discipline, and discipline requires a deep commitment to your vision. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, when the progress feels slow, when the doubts creep in. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when discipline will carry you through. Remember this, the habits you build in 2025 will shape the person you become in the years to come. So choose habits that align with the future you want to create. Choose habits that nurture your mind, your body, and your soul. Choose habits that reflect the respect you have for yourself and the life you're building. And while you're building, don't forget to celebrate your wins, big and small. Celebrate the progress, even if it feels insignificant. Celebrate the fact that you're showing up for yourself, that you're doing the work, that you're not giving up. Gratitude and celebration are fuel for the journey. They remind you of how far you've come and inspire you to keep going. I want you to remember that this journey is not linear. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like you're moving backward instead of forward. But that's part of the process. Growth is not a straight line. It's a series of peaks and valleys, victories and lessons. In those moments of doubt, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of the vision you have for your life, the person you're becoming, and the future you're creating. Let that vision pull you forward, even when the road gets tough. Because focusing on yourself in 2025 is not just about self-improvement, it's about self-transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who inspires others not by what you say, but by how you live. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. So stay the course, keep your eyes on your path, and trust that every step you take is bringing you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Every step you take in 2025 is an investment in yourself. And understand this, no investment in yourself is ever wasted. Whether it's the time you spend learning, the energy you dedicate to your goals, or the moments you carve out for rest and reflection, it all matters. It all adds up. You might not see the results immediately. That's the frustrating part of growth. It doesn't always happen on your timeline. You plant the seeds, you water them, you nurture them, but the harvest comes when it's ready, not when you demand it. So be patient with yourself. Trust the process. The work you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow, even if you can't see it yet. In the meantime, be your own biggest supporter. Speak life into yourself. Encourage yourself the way you would a close friend. Too often, we're our own harshest critics. We dwell on our flaws, our failures, our shortcomings. But that kind of negativity doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you grow. In 2025, replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Be kind to yourself because the world can be harsh enough as it is. As you cultivate this kindness, you'll start to notice a shift in your relationships. When you focus on yourself, you change the energy you bring to every interaction. You stop seeking validation from others because you've already validated yourself. You stop tolerating disrespect because you've set a higher standard for how you deserve to be treated. You stop bending over backward for people who don't reciprocate, and you start attracting those who align with your values and respect your boundaries. Relationships, both personal and professional, will take on a new meaning. When you prioritize yourself, you'll realize that not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay, and that's okay. You'll learn to appreciate the ones who add value to your journey and release those who drain your energy. You'll stop holding on to toxic connections out of fear of being alone, because you'll know that solitude is a gift, not a punishment. And let's talk about energy for a moment. Your energy is your most precious resource. It's finite. And once it's spent, you can't get it back. So be intentional about where you direct it. In 2025, make a conscious effort to pour your energy into things that uplift you, challenge you, and move you closer to your goals. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. This means limiting your exposure to negativity, whether it's toxic people, environments, or even your own thoughts. Don't let negativity take up space in your life. You have the power to choose what you focus on, and what you focus on grows. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to approach those challenges with a mindset that empowers you rather than one that defeats you. It's about acknowledging your struggles while also recognizing your strength to overcome them. In 2025, your mindset will be your greatest asset. It will determine how you respond to obstacles, how you handle setbacks, and how you navigate the unknown. A strong, positive mindset doesn't mean you won't face difficulties. It means you'll face them with resilience and grace. And resilience is key, because the path of self-focus is not without its tests. Life will throw curveballs your way, it always does. But resilience is what will keep you standing when the storms come. It's what will help you bounce back stronger after every fall. The beautiful thing about resilience is that it grows every time you use it. So don't shy away from challenges in 2025, embrace them. See them as opportunities to prove to yourself just how capable you are. See them as stepping stones to the next level of your journey. Every challenge you overcome adds to your strength, your wisdom, and your confidence. Confidence, by the way, is not arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing your worth, valuing your abilities, and believing in your potential. Confidence is quiet, steady, and unshakable. It's the foundation upon which you'll build your success in 2025. But remember, confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. You build it by keeping promises to yourself, by stepping outside of your comfort zone, and by proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You build it through action, through effort, through persistence. And in this journey of building confidence, don't forget to celebrate yourself. Celebrate your progress, your growth, your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Celebrate the fact that you're showing up for yourself every day, because that in itself is a victory. As you celebrate, you'll begin to notice a shift in your perspective. You'll stop focusing on what you lack and start appreciating what you have. You'll stop comparing yourself to others and start embracing your unique journey. You'll stop doubting your abilities and start trusting your potential. And this trust will carry you through the moments of doubt, the moments where the road feels long and the progress feels slow. Because trust is what allows you to keep going even when you can't see the finish line. It's what reminds you that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your destination. So as you focus on yourself in 2025, remember this: you are a work in progress, and that's a beautiful thing. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. And as you go, you'll discover something incredible. The more you focus on yourself, the more you become the person you were always meant to be. You'll find a sense of peace, purpose, and power that can only come from within. As you grow into the best version of yourself in 2025, you'll notice that life begins to shift in ways you never expected. Doors will open that you thought were locked. Opportunities will present themselves that you couldn't have planned for. People will start to see you differently, not because you've changed for them, but because you've become fully aligned with yourself. That's the power of focus. When you're intentional about where you place your energy, the world takes notice. It's not magic, and it's not luck. It's the result of consistent effort, self-belief, and alignment. When you stop scattering your energy on things that don't serve you, you become a force to be reckoned with. And here's something else that happens when you focus on yourself: you become magnetic. People are drawn to those who know who they are and where they're going. Confidence, self-respect, and purpose are irresistible qualities. But remember, being magnetic isn't about attracting everyone. It's about attracting the right people, the ones who align with your vision, your values, and your energy. In this process, you'll begin to understand the importance of saying no. No to distractions, no to people pleasing, no to anything that doesn't align with your goals. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's how you protect your time, your energy, and your focus. It's how you create space for the things that truly matter. As you create this space, you'll realize something profound: you are enough. Not because of what you achieve, not because of how others see you, but because of who you are. When you strip away the need for validation, the pressure to perform, and the fear of judgment, you're left with your true self. And that self is more than enough. In 2025, you'll learn to live from this place of holiness. You'll stop chasing and start attracting. You'll stop proving and start being. You'll stop surviving and start thriving. But thriving doesn't mean the absence of challenges. It means you face those challenges with strength and resilience. It means you see setbacks as setups for comebacks. It means you understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. And as you face these challenges, don't forget to take care of yourself. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not just about spa days or bubble baths, though those are great if they bring you joy. Self-care is about setting boundaries, prioritizing rest, and making time for the things that nourish your soul. In 2025, self-care will be your secret weapon. It will keep you grounded in the chaos, centered in the noise, and strong in the face of adversity. It's how you recharge, refocus, and realign with your purpose. This year, let self-care be an act of rebellion against a world that tells you to always be busy, always be productive, always be on. Let it be a declaration that your well-being matters, that your peace is non-negotiable, that you refuse to pour from an empty cup. And as you care for yourself, don't forget to dream. Dream big, bold, audacious dreams, the kind of dreams that scare you, excite you, and make you wonder if they're even possible. Because they are. But here's the thing about dreams, they don't work unless you do. In 2025, your dreams will require action. They'll require you to take risks, step out of your comfort zone, and embrace the no. They'll require you to believe in yourself, even when others doubt you. They'll require you to stay consistent, even when progress feels slow. But most of all, they'll require you to start. No more waiting for the right time. No more waiting for permission. No more waiting for everything to be perfect. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that the rest will fall into place. Because when you focus on yourself, you're not just dreaming, you're building. You're building a life that reflects your values, your passions, and your purpose. You're building a legacy that will outlast you. You're building a version of yourself that you can be proud of. And as you build, you'll inspire others to do the same. You don't need to preach, persuade, or prove anything to anyone. Simply live your truth and let your life be the message. When people see you thriving, they'll be inspired to focus on themselves too. But remember, inspiration is a byproduct. It's not the goal. The goal is your growth, your peace, your happiness. The goal is becoming the person you were always meant to be. This year, you're going to step into your power like never before. You're going to stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You're going to stop apologizing for being who you are. You're going to own your story, your journey, and your truth. And as you do, you'll find a freedom that can't be taken away, the freedom to live authentically, to love deeply, to dream boldly. The freedom to be unapologetically you. So take this journey one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Trust that every effort you make is bringing you closer to the life you deserve. And know that in focusing on yourself, you're not just changing your own life, you're changing the world around you. Because when you focus on yourself, you create a ripple effect. Your energy, your growth, your success, they inspire others to rise, to grow, to focus on themselves. And that's how real change happens.